Welcome to MacroCode. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing. So today we are going to continue with our series on .NET MAUI. So on our previous video, we started .NET MAUI and we actually created an employees form whereby you can add a new employee, select the country, select the constituency, the location, the sub-location, the village, put in the first name, let's say macro, then here a code, then we put in the last name, then we actually put in the email at gmail.com, then we also put in the date. So if I just put in the date and save, then our data will be saved. So you can see we have the macro code test and we have the date here. So if we just click the macro code employee, then it should actually edit our form. So you can see we are able to edit our form. So on our last video, we actually did a click on, we activated the tab, the selection on our list of data grid. So if you just tab on it, then it will open this form. So we have actually passed the parameter of the employee, and we have actually also retrieved the data based on the villages. You can see sub-locations, locations, constituencies, and that is the country. So let me just try to zoom so that you can be able to see. So you can see this is how we did it, and you can see we are passing a parameter at the top. Then we have the ID here. Then we have the, we are now passing the data from our employees list. So that is how the app works. So, but now, assuming we want to update these details. So if we change this to test 10, we change this to updated. Let's say this is the, so if we do updated and we try to save, remember we just click the same, we just edited the employee, but if we click save, then this data will be created as a new record. So if we also edit this and we also say updated to, and also click save the data, it will be added as a new record. You can see. So if we also do undo 3, so what should we do? Whenever you click this record and try to save it, it should not be created as a new record. So the new record can only be launched from the new employee form. But whenever a user selects the record like this, then update the details macro test. Then we say macro code test. Then if we just save it again, we say this is 4. And we save it, it should save the data, it should update the data, but not create a new record. So how should we now effect that? So to do that, we need to define something. So come to our app. So here I'm going to define something. So I'm going to actually define a boolean that will help us indicate whether we are editing the details or we are creating a new record. So I'll just say private boolean, then we say is edit, then I'll close that, then I'll have to define public, then I say bool, then I say is edit, then I need to close that, then I'll say set will be set property, then I need to pass is edit value, then get, I also do that, then get will be our is edit. So you can see this is now how it is. So, and we can always assign this to a value. You can say always this is false. So if we now come to our edit, you can see if we have if a parameter has been passed to our employee record, then if that means an employee has been selected, then we can actually retrieve the data and pass it to our employee details, which actually you have defined it here. So this is what we are using to bind our data to our form. So if I just show you our add employee form, we are binding the employee details. You can see employee.middle name, employee details, the first name. So that is how we are doing it. So to define, so whenever an employee has been retrieved, then we should actually say is edit is actually true. So that means this data is being edited. But whenever an employee record has not been selected, then we set this to false. So if we just do that, then now when you come to our save button, so when you come to our save button, we should actually use now the isEdit to define whether we are creating a new record or we are actually updating a record. So if you do that, then you should be able to know whether you should be able to update the record or you should be able to create a new record. So what you are now doing, come to our add a button. So this is our add button. So you can see this is our create function. But now on our app.database, we only have a create function. So you can see this is a create function which will actually create a new record. But now we should be able to define a generic function that should help us update the record without actually creating a new record. So how should we do that? So let's copy this. Let's copy this. Then we are going to say this update async. Then we pass our entity the same way we have done. Or we can actually define a generic function that we can add or update. So you can say add. We can say add or update. Let's just do update so that I can be able to show you what we mean by what we have just defined. So we can say update async. So this is for the create function, and this is how we have defined our tables, guys. For those who are new, you can consider watching some videos that we have done. So this is day 13 of .NETMAUI. So subscribe, guys, so that you can keep us motivated in actually doing these videos. So this is update async. We pass the entity the same way we have done at the top. But now when it comes here, we do something called update async. So if we just update async and we pass the model, then we should be able to update the data. So if we come to our model and we now do something here, so we can actually say now, we can define a variable, say variable response is equals to string dot empty. So we just do that. Then we say if is not is edit. That means this is a new record. So this will be false. So what we need to do, we assign the response that else. So you say else. We can do that. Then we pass this. Then we assign the response here. You can actually, this should be null. Let's do that. You can define it that way. Cannot assign 9 to him. So we can actually say, let's just do this. We can define these as it is. Let's just do this. Then you can also define these as it is. Then what we need to do, we say, we can also copy this. We can just have these here. Then we can also have it here at the top. So if we just remove this, so whenever it is not editing, then a record is added. Whenever it is, so we need to change this to update async. So if we do that, then we can say record updated, but not added. So we say record updated, employee details successfully updated. So that is how you update. So if we just launch our app now, we should not be able to create a new employee, but we should be able to update the existing record, but not creating a new record. So that is how you update record, guys. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and watching our previous videos. So on our next series, we'll be showcasing how to delete records. So you can see this is how it is now. We have up to updated form. So if I just update, click that, and I say updated to 5, then I save. then I'm expecting the record to be updated. You can see a new record has not been added. If I just click update that and I say 6, then I'm expecting to be updated and not added. You can see, but if I just come and say new, I select a new South Africa, Nairobi, that is it, that way, up to there. So then I say new record, new record, new record. Then I say test@gmail.com. Then I pass this date, then save. You can see record added. So I'm expecting a new record. You can see this is a new record. So that is how you do editing, guys, on .NET MAUI. So you can actually use that. But in case you also want to use the same function to do add or update, you can come to our create function. Instead of having a create function and an update function, these are actually generic functions. You can copy this and duplicate here. Have only one function that can do both add and update. So you can say add or update. So it will be able to see whether the ID that the employee has is null or it has an ID. So it will actually update the record. So then here you will say add. You can say add. No, you can say actually insert or replace. You can see this one. You can actually use insert or replace. So if you use this function, it can actually add a record or update. So instead of having two functions that you can separate, then if you have this, then you don't need to be defining the this is edit or delete. So what we can do, we can actually comment this. You can actually comment this. Then we can just copy this at the top here. Then we can have a response. Then we can say add or update. So if we just do that, this function will do everything that we want. So if we just launch our app, it will be able to know whether we are editing or we are adding a new record. So let's just demonstrate so that you can be able to see. So for those who are new, guys, consider subscribing and watching our videos. So you can see we have a new record. So if I just click this record and I say new record update, we can say new update or a new update. So it should be able to update this record but not add it. So if I just say that and save, you can see our record has been updated. You can see new update, new update, new update. So if I just say new, let's add a new one. It should be able to detect that this is a new record and we are not updating. So if I just do that, then I say new, we say not, you can say not update. These are not update. It should create this as a new record above the not update. Then you can say test@gmail.com. Then you can leave even the date that way. If I save, you can see we have the not update record. You can see here we have it at the first section. So not update, not update, not update. So it has actually been created as a new record. Then you can see the others. So that is how this works, guys. So you can actually do that and be able to use the app. So on our next series, you can be able to now do the editing for our constituencies, countries, locations, sublocations, and villages. Then I'll show you guys how to add to capture an image on employee. So we'll add a section where we can capture the image of an employee on this form. So subscribe and keep posted. Turn on the notification so that you can be updated when we are posting. Bye.